Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. My name is Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to flip off societal pressures and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're here to encourage you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. It's Jess here, and as always, I say this every time, we got some super fun stuff going on over here today, but fifth time returning champion and guest, Ashley O'Connor hanging out with me today. How you doing, Ash?
I'm great. How are you, Jess?
I'm great too.
Good.
I'm over here chomping on some cheese and crackers and sipping on my raspberry leaf tea. I'm waiting for a baby to come.
Yep.
So when this is released, baby will probably be here. So know that these were obviously done beforehand, but that's where we're at right now. Just making the most of this season.
I love it.
Yeah,
Baby will definitely be here by then.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. What's really fun is Ash and I have been talking about this for a really long time, not just necessarily doing this podcast episode, but having a fun podcast of our own. And we thought we would test it out, hanging out here with you today, how that would feel, if we would enjoy it. Is that something that we want to add to our plates? And if you're like, really? You guys want to do a podcast? Yeah, we've been talking about this for like over a year, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bought a mug and everything for it.
Was it a mug or was it a teacup?
It's a teacup, but I think I kind of group them all together like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a teacup. You're right. I
Do you ever
actually
use
use it
it?
when I watch Bridgerton.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because it's one of those like plate, it's a really fancy one. So I use it when I watch Bridgerton. So
I remember us going through, I can't remember when this was. It was last year, early last year. And we spent like weeks trying to come up with a name for this podcast, like weeks of back and forth messaging because we're like, we're this is gonna happen.
yeah. Well, we
And
would
then
find names that we loved, and
yeah,
then we're like, oh, it's taken. Or,
yeah.
yeah, Chat GPT, we used a lot of that. It took
For
us a
like
while.
weeks.
Yeah. I asked
And-
people.
yeah. And then I got pregnant and everything kind of did not happen for us in the way that we had planned. But do you want to tell people what the name is and what our concept of our podcast is?
Oh, yeah, this is high pressure. High
I
pressure.
know it's
Okay.
really high pressure.
So the name is going to be the Bestie Besties podcast. So Bestie, the first one, is going to be spelled Bestea, like the
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
And then also, in case you didn't know, we're also friends. So
Yeah, we are.
that's the second part is besties because we're best friends.
Yeah. What's
Yep.
really funny, actually, kind of funny that we are doing this today, because Glenn said to me today, he saw this, like, I don't know, meme on Facebook or something, because we're old and we're on Facebook. And he said that the meme said, like, did you know in T, the E and the A are silent? And that was like something he saw. And he just brought that up today. And now that we're sitting here drinking our tea, I thought perfect timing to include,
That's really funny to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
the E and the A are silent.
I would spend a lot of time laughing about that if
But
I
what
saw it.
But you couldn't you couldn't just put a T.
Yeah, that'd be confusing.
It'd be really confusing because
Well,
there's
it's kind of
also
like
tea like tea time with your golf, right?
that's
So,
true. There's so many teas. And
yeah.
also like chai tea. That just means tea because
Chai
chai
is,
means
means
tea.
tea?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very
Interesting.
specific kind, but still.
Yeah.
These are the kind
Interesting.
of like really important things that we'll be
That are
covering on the
in this
Bestie Bestie
yeah.
podcast.
And to let you know, it's not a podcast about tea.
It's not.
We just will be sipping tea, hanging out, and then like spilling the tea and like talking about life or talking about what's going on in the world. Because Ash and I were both feeling like we needed some more fun in our lives, and especially with podcasts, like sometimes they can get pretty serious with what you're creating. And so we just wanted something that like was fun. And so we
Yeah.
just wanted to sip some tea, spill some tea, and like talk about what's going on in the world.
Oh yeah,
But
spilling the tea. That was like one of the things. And then we were like, but that sounds like a gossip podcast, and that's not.
We weren't gonna be
That's
gossiping.
not what we're about. Yeah.
No,
I don't have any gossip,
I was
really.
like, maybe once in a while we might watch a reality TV show and talk about it, but that would be like it.
I do love that.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
your choices of reality TV and my choices of reality TV are two very different choices, I think.
What are your choices of reality TV?
I would probably like watch whatever's on Netflix is normally like Love is Blind.
Okay,
I
I like
watched
love. I love
Oh,
it.
okay. I
Yeah.
watched The Ultimatum, but that was messy and just like not great. Love Island is always a good time.
I've never watched that one.
It's like it's a commitment.
Yeah. I mean, they're all a commitment, really.
Yeah.
I tend to watch drag queens review
Right.
all of
Yeah.
these, and then I decide whether I want to watch them. So
Hmm.
if they start watching Love Island, then I may be in.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's how I
It's a big
find all my
commitment.
reality TV.
Glenn and I just watched one called The Goat on Amazon. It was all right.
Oh, wait, is that about all the athletes and everything, like the people who are the greatest in whatever they do?
No, it was a
Okay.
bunch of reality TV stars in a mansion, and they would do challenges to find out who was the greatest reality TV star of all time.
Oh,
And
okay.
they were from
That's
like all different reality TV shows.
okay. We needed more of
Hmm.
those types of shows for sure.
Yeah.
The Perfect
So,
Match, all of those.
oh yeah. Perfect
Hmm.
match. Gets messy too.
I don't think any of them have actually been the perfect match, right?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think any of them together.
I've always wondered that too. I'm like, okay, do you really go on these shows for love, or are you just chilling, wanting some
Building your
fame,
brand.
wanting a free meal? I don't know. I'm not judging
No.
because like it sounds fun to me to go to like a Caribbean island and like flirt with some people and eat
Does that sound
food.
fun to you?
Yeah,
Would
I
you
could
like
be
the
down.
flirting part? I don't think I'd like that.
Well,
I'd
I
be
don't
really
think I'd
weird.
be very good at it, but they'd be like, "You've been married for 10 years." And I'm like, "Can't you tell?"
Yeah, I'm just
So
here for the food.
I literally would be there for the food and the beach.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, I might get
That
voted
would be
off
pretty
pretty
fun.
early, but like I think that would be nice.
Yeah. So we could do that too on this podcast. We could actually enter into a reality TV show.
Yeah. Yeah. Dated or related.
Yes, that is a ridiculous show. The
I
fact that
didn't
that
watch it, but
exists.
I every time I see it, I'm always like, huh, interesting. Dated or
Yeah.
related? I got questions.
Yeah. It's already a weird name, and the
Mm-hmm.
concept is strange.
Yes. So that's pretty much what we will be doing here on, well, it's not here because this is on Selfish Confidence, but we just wanted to have fun with it and to see, one, if we enjoyed recording this, because we said if it's garbage, we'll throw it out. So you listening, you tell us if you enjoy our friendly banter or if you're like, no, guys, don't quit your day job. And I'm like, my day job is podcasting. And they'd be like, oh.
Yeah, well, we're not going to quit those though. We could still have our day jobs and do this.
Yeah, I know, because this is just supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And who doesn't
I
want more
really
fun?
enjoy podcasts like this
I
now.
know.
I used to listen to all of the personal development and the business and the all those podcasts, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, I don't want to hear those anymore. I love when two people are talking. I don't know why, but it's
Glenn
entertaining.
Glenn listens to like 3 hour podcasts of people talking about all different things, like
Hockey,
hockey. He listens
spitting
to Spin
chicklets.
Chicklets. Yeah, loves that one. And it can be like a 3 hour episode of them just like shooting the shit and talking about hockey or talking about life or talking about things. And or he listens to like Life is Short with Justin Long. Like those are long podcast episodes too. And I'm like, you listen to these? And he's like, yeah. He's just like hanging out with the guys.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's what we
fun.
wanted to create for you sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, just hang out with you and talk about cheese and crackers.
Yeah. Let us know
Fla
if you want to hear more about cheese and crackers.
What's your favorite flavor or what chicken wings are you eating for dinner? I haven't had chicken wings in probably 9 months because I can't stand chicken right now. But if I were, honey garlic, a spicy honey garlic would be great.
That sounds pretty good.
I know,
I'm not a
right?
chicken wing person, but
Oh,
I would try it.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
What's your poison then? Okay, so we're going to the pub. We're gonna record the Besties Besties podcast. Neither of us drink, so we'll be having some kind of cool mocktail at the pub. But we're
Yeah.
gonna get chicken wings or something. What are we getting?
You know, if I had to eat chicken in that way, I would probably pick boneless because it's all the
Oh, mhm.
work. I don't need work and I don't need a mess.
I see you. I see you.
Yeah, yeah. So if it was spicy honey garlic, that sounds fantastic. I just don't want a bone in there
Hmm.
because it's just too much work.
Yeah, I see you. What about
Yeah.
some nachos?
I could eat nachos for
Yeah.
sure.
Are you a
I
matzo stick gal?
yes. Yeah. Fried cheese, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
can't
Mm-hmm.
go wrong with that. Any of that. Finger foods, French fries,
Yeah.
pretzels. I could do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, when people get chicken wings, I eat the celery and the carrots.
Okay.
Hmm.
I see you. Our nurse friend Ashley over here. She's just gonna eat the healthy food. I'll
It's
eat the
just
chicken
because I
wings.
like it more than the chicken wings
I
usually.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we give everyone a little life update since it's been a while? We were just chatting, and Asha said, I was on the podcast, this podcast, 2021, and then what was it like, or 2022, and then
Yep.
twice in 2023, and then
Yep.
once in 2024, and then now 2025. Like, look at this
Yeah.
evolution. So if you want to know the evolution of our friendship, you can also check it out in these 5 episodes of the Selfish Confidence podcast. But like, why not give everyone a little life update? Where you at? What you doing?
Yeah. I mean, since the last time I was on this podcast, it was in May of last year because I looked back.
Yeah.
So a
And it was
lot.
to announce your like that you were speaking at Speak Up, that
Yeah.
podcast episode.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, since honestly, since Speak Up, I feel like so much has changed. So I am working a different job. So I still have my business, but I do it sort of in the evenings, on the weekends. It's not like the primary focus in this moment, which is it's a strange pivot to talk about, but I found a job in school nursing, which never could have guessed that one ever. I work with preschoolers. Even that, like alone. Like if I was working with a high schooler, that would be more likely than preschoolers, but here we are. I started that in November. I work with two different kids, so one in the morning, one in the evenings, and I work 5 days a week now, which is it's a wild change, but I actually really enjoy it. I don't hate going to work. Like I go to work tomorrow and I'm not upset about it. But we can also have snow days, which are so fun. The school schedule is the coolest thing. I get it. I get why teachers want the school schedule. Um, and yeah, so we're here in Denver. That was already the case. Daniel has a new job. Kind of life is incredibly different than it was then. I stopped being on social media, creating things on social media for a significant period of time, and really just started stepping back into a space where I even think about doing that. So we'll kind of see by the time this comes out in February where we're at, whether I'm still posting or have a podcast or like my own or what. We're gonna find
Yeah,
out.
we'll do another life update then, and we'll be like, hey, what's going on? Because it's
Yeah.
interesting that you say too, like it's not the focus right now. Like you got this job, and you're really enjoying it, and just like business and life. Because I think sometimes we can put a lot of pressure on that too. But like also being the season that I'm in, like business and is not the focus right now. Like I'm about to push a watermelon out of my vagina, and I like life is going to be so different too. And when we recorded that podcast episode in May, like I kind of knew I was going to do it, but I didn't know how much life would change. And so even creating this podcast, like life is so like different than what we had anticipated it to be. 2025 is already starting out so different than what either of us thought it was going to be for sure.
Yeah. And I'm happy about it. This is not the plan that I would have guessed a year ago, 2 years ago, but it's better. And yeah, I wouldn't have thought that that would be the case, but it is better.
I like that.
Yeah.
Even Ashley said
And
earlier too, she's like, it's not, I know this isn't forever. It's like, yeah, because you're a manifesting generator, and if it was, that would be boring, and that's just never going to be the case for you. So, you know,
yeah, I asked Jess, I'm like, does this track with my human design? She's like, yeah. This is
see in two
exactly
weeks where you're going to be.
who knows, And
Who
I think
knows?
every time I declare it, like I'm certain, and I'm never certain. It's just not. I just gotta accept that. I am
You
getting
know,
better at accepting it,
but at
but
least you were certain about like who you married and the
yeah,
relationship you have. See, like that, I'm pretty secure in that too. So that's really nice.
Yeah, we got one. I got
Yeah.
one.
One,
It's
that's
better
pretty
than
good.
zero.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Like you locked in a good man and you were just like, I'm in. And you stayed true to that. So
Yeah,
I would rather have a more chaotic career life than a chaotic, relationship life. So
so true. I could,
not so
Daniel and I have
bad.
talked about this too. Neither of us could date. I couldn't do it. We have friends that are in that phase of life, and
Yes.
I'm like, this sounds like the worst thing. I mean, I commend you, like if you're
Hmm.
in that world, because it's not easy to find your person. Like
No.
I'm just glad I don't have to do that right now. Hopefully ever again.
Hopefully ever again.
Yeah,
So
because
we
I
hope.
wouldn't be good at it.
Well, we talked about that, yeah, with the reality TV too. Flirting is not our strong game, so
No.
I do
Nope.
just be doing a lot of praying and hope that the right person walks in. But I don't go out much, so I don't know where I'd meet them either.
That's that also with friends in this
Hmm.
like in this age. We've talked about that as well now that we moved to Denver. Making friends is more difficult. I don't really get why it changes so much as you age.
Well, it's because you just don't go out as much. Like
I
back in the
guess.
day, you had like university where you met some friends and you're like, oh, well, we're in the same classes or we're in the same dorms or whatever. Like that's how I meet my friends in the elevator or, at the bar. Like you just kind of meet friends that way because you went out more. And same with like, yeah, you just go places. Work friends. Like sometimes you would make friends in like the office. Well, now my work friends
Yeah.
are my pets.
Those are
So
pretty good friends.
like I just don't have that same like camaraderie that there is in like a lot of regular life situations. So yeah, making friends is difficult. So I think
Yeah.
that's why you probably should move here.
We've talked about it. I mean,
Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good
yeah,
time, good
it's not a bad
timing.
time.
It's a good time to come. So I think maybe Canada's where
And
it's at, Nova
the
Scotia.
other thing for me, as we're talking about friendships, is that I don't know if it's that I'm getting older or I'm just accepting who I am as a person. I'm also realizing I don't actually need or really want that many friendships because I'm not very good at maintaining them. It's
She's not, guys.
difficult.
She's not.
It's it's really hard. And I think I used to try to maintain so many
Hmm.
relationships and friendships. And then I usually just had so much guilt all the time
Hmm.
because I just I forget.
Yeah.
I'm not good at following up. Jess knows. I see a text and I'm like, ooh, I'm definitely gonna text them back. And then a month passes. And I'm just at a place where I'm like, I don't actually need a bunch more friends. I'm good. I like having like my solid ones, and that's kind of it. Acquaintances, I don't have the energy for it anymore.
I get that. I went through a phase when I first moved not necessarily to the city, but like Glenn and I were newly married and I was in that like trying to figure things out life. I'm trying to make friends and I went on Bumble BFF. For those of you who
Oh,
don't know, like
oh, that was a
Bumble
thing.
has like a networking thing and a friend thing and all of this stuff. And I burnt myself out going on dates with like new BFFs. Like you had to like really meet people. And don't get me wrong, I do think if you're in a season where you're looking for quality friendships, just like you would dating, you have to take the time. Like you have to make it a priority. But it was a full-time job to like
Yeah,
date around, to make friends. And I made like some good friends from that season where I could like actually like, go up people who want to go out and do things, right? Like it's the whole point of like meeting people who are like you, but don't know if I could do that. Well, obviously I can't do that right now, but like I just don't know if that's like my top priority in this season to be going out Bumble BFFing it up on the town, going out for nachos or going bowling with people where you're just like, oh, like it's a lot of energy to keep
yeah,
up and to find friendships. But if that's what you're looking for, obviously you got to put the energy and you got to put the effort in. But
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean
Bumble
that's why I
BFF.
have my core friendships is
Mm-hmm.
because did all that, and then I'm like, these
Yes.
are mine, these are my people, have them, and that's it. Then I'm
Yeah.
good.
That's true. And then you have to nurture those relationships. And yeah, I joke and say that Ashley's not that great at it. I'm not that great at it either. I'll just like text you here and there and be like, hey, what are you up to? And then like 3 weeks later, she'll answer. But like, I'm not that awesome at it either. But I think for the right friendships, that works. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think we need to be in each other's ear every day in order for it to be like, oh, yeah.
And I
Like,
appreciate that. I know that I can text Jess back and be like, so I forgot. And sorry about that, but I love you. And she's
if
like,
it
yeah,
was
you're good.
important, if it was
Yeah.
important, I would like just text you again.
Yes.
Like,
And then I'd
I know
remember.
that. Yeah. I'd just be like, "Oh, can you answer this? Like, are we still good? Do you want to have a call?" And then
Yeah.
like I would just message you again.
Yeah.
That's
And I
fine.
appreciate that kind of friendship because yeah, there's a lot of
Mhm.
people who make you feel more guilty for that sort of thing, which I get. But yeah, nurturing the people that are those people that understand you and accept you, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need to find those people. And then when you get on a call, it's like a 3 hour call, and you're like, hot diggity dog. We had a lot to update on.
Yeah, I mean, we talked long before this. We hit record. And I was like,
That's
what
why
did I
I had to
talk
get a
about last with
snack.
you? Yeah, we had breaks.
I had to get a snack because I was like, if I don't eat something, I'm going to get sick. So we're going to have a snack break in between.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing that on our podcast, Snacks and
Yeah,
Tea.
it'll be snacks and tea. That could be good.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
I
like it.
love what you're doing, and I like that it makes you happy.
Yeah, me too. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And accepting that was also important
Mm-hmm.
and realizing that. Because I think you can truck along for so long and try and hang on to something that you think is correct, or because you declared that it was the answer. Like, at least for someone like me who changes my mind enough, I do feel guilty when I change my mind again because I spend so much energy being like, this is it, guys, figured it out. Here's the answer. And then, a year later or however long, I'm like, just kidding. That was wrong.
I
Uh,
was wrong again.
yep, didn't work. Here we are. So there's a lot of guilt with that. And I think I hung on to what I was doing and like the path that I was going on for a really long time because I thought that I had to because
Mm-hmm.
I had said it out loud.
Well, I wouldn't be pregnant right now if I also didn't do that. So,
Yeah,
sometimes we just gotta change our minds and shake it up and be brave enough to just be like, hey, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. Time for
yeah,
something new. Because, yeah, we don't live in that world that our parents lived in where you get that one job and you stay in that job until you die. Like, we don't live there anymore, thankfully. You can change your mind and you can do new things. And I think that's pretty cool.
it is cool. What a privilege
Yeah.
to be able to change my mind.
But I think
Yeah,
we also live in a world now that feels like we have to tell people that we changed our mind, right?
so
Because back
true.
then they didn't have social media, so they wouldn't have like, oh, I'll put on my Facebook status, I got a new job, or like update this and like they didn't have that. Like word would just get around town that you and your boyfriend broke up or that you got a new job. Like there wasn't this need that we feel sometimes to be vulnerable and to share things and to be like, "Oh, I have to tell the world.
Yeah,
I feel bad. I put a baby in my belly." Like it's just so funny that that just didn't exist for them. So it's a little extra pressure I think now than there was then too.
definitely. And especially because I the business that I was building was basically on social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just in front of people, declaring things and trying to say things correctly and all the other things that go into it. Yeah, doing it on social media, you're right. Or just this world that we live in, very different.
Yeah.
There's
Because they
good
would have
parts
probably
and there's
had like
bad
a
parts.
family, right? And some friends that would judge them. But that's about it. We got the whole freaking world judging us. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
some pressure.
it really is. How do you feel about social media in general? Like, what's your, I'm feeling? I mean, you've built a
That's a great
business there, so.
question. It's a great question because I don't think I give it a lot of thought. I've been thinking about it lately, though, as life is changing and things are changing. And I think our progression of social media is changing, I think and feel and hope. And I've been trying to take, because we went so far deep in like it has to have value, right?
Mhm.
Which is like, even a podcast like this, us just sitting and chatting, it's like, okay, what value are we given? Like, I like cheese. Okay, you too.
Right.
Cool. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
don't like chicken
value.
wings.
Yeah, Asha doesn't like chicken wings. Now the world can sleep soundly tonight. But it's just so, I don't know. I just always hated that feeling because I didn't feel like I had value to bring. And again, that's
Mhm.
something that I can work with my therapist on. But it's it's more, I think, leaning back into like lifestyle. And as I'm having a family, I don't want to be a family blogger or whatever. That sounds awful to me, but maybe a year from now we'll change our mind.
Yep.
Um, but I do think I want to bring more of that personality back and that like personal side and lifestyle side, where we got so far away from that when it came to social media. So I think there's a shift coming, and at least I know there is for me, that I want it to be more fun because I
Yeah.
don't love that value pushing piece of it. I think that there could be some good balance in there being like fun concepts. And I think confidence, especially in our business, like confidence comes from sharing those sides of yourself, right? And sharing the fun aspects. Confidence doesn't come from like sitting down and like being like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this today." Like, I just think it's, 10 steps to better confidence. Like, fudge that. Like, I just don't think that that's the thing. So, there's a time and a place for social media, and I think it's changing. At least it is for me. So,
Yeah. I hope so.
yeah.
I hope so, because I'm with you. I got really burnt out from
Hmm.
the perfectly curated content, but also the 10 steps to confidence or whatever. Like there's two, and it's all the same. There was a lot of,
Yeah.
you'd see one reel or one trend or whatever on TikTok, and there's 10 of them that are exactly the same. I got really tired of that. So I would love it if it changed again. Because what I do love to consume, I mean, I consume a lot of like guinea pigs, ferrets, dogs, animals.
Huh.
That content, love. Could watch that till the end of time, and I don't care how authentic you are, it's fine.
Like,
Um,
what do you mean by guinea pigs?
oh my gosh, there are so many accounts. I already love rodents in general, which is a
Yeah.
weird thing, but I do. Um, and there's a couple accounts. There's a bunch of just guinea pig stuff. Right now my algorithm is guinea pigs.
Okay. Okay.
But there's one girl, I can't remember her name. I'll have to look it up, but she does videos with her like 8 guinea pigs and she's just hilarious because it's her. She'll have like coffee. She has her coffee in the morning and she's just feeding them herbs and it's a line of guinea pigs all just eating their breakfast. It's the best. I don't even care what's
Okay.
happening in the world. Guinea pigs. Um,
I'm down with that. Okay.
yeah, yeah, it's great. But beyond that, watching, yeah, people's lives are just like people having fun, or
Hmm.
I don't know. That is so much more entertaining and valuable to me. I don't think I can watch another, like, this is gonna 10x your business reel. Can't do
Yeah.
it.
Well, and right now my whole freaking algorithm is like pregnancy or like what I pack in my hospital
Yeah.
bag or like the day after my birth or a day in a life with my newborn. And don't get me wrong, I am fascinated because I have no idea what a day in a life with a newborn is. So I'm just curious. I want to know, even though I know it's not going to look like that. But like but my feed, oh God, and like the content right now that is like all for like moms are like, yeah, what to pack, my top items for a baby. I'm like, I can't watch any more of these videos, okay? Like, I got my items. I think, I hope.
You packed your
Like,
bag.
my bag is packed. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want any more of these videos, but once you're in, it's hard to get out. But
it
the
really
content
is.
changes as soon as you get pregnant. Like, Facebook knows and Instagram knows and like they're like you did it. I know you did it.
Yep, they're
And like
alerted.
instantly overnight you just get like 10 tips to help your nausea and I'm like none of these work. Okay? Like go away. And like I'm over it. How instantly my algorithm changed was wild to me. Like and
It
I
is
it's
intense.
so much information that I don't think I want.
Yep. Yep. That part is hard too because sometimes you can't help but consume something and then the algorithm's like, "Oh, you love this? Perfect."
Yeah.
Like sometimes I go down a rabbit hole with comment sections and I make
Oh
myself
yeah.
very angry. I don't know why I do it. It's a toxic trait. But I'll watch a video about like somebody who's, anti-feminist or like is just a horrible person or just fear mongering in nutrition. And then I'll like go down a rabbit hole. And then the Instagram is like, what's up? You love this. You love content from men who are angry about women existing. Here's some more of that. I'm like, I
Yes.
don't need that. And
Oh, but you
also,
get
actually,
trapped.
school nursing, my on YouTube, I play him videos. So now
Oh
my whole
yeah.
algorithm is blippy. And I'm like, shoot, that was not the plan. Because it's like, you must love this Blippy video about fire trucks. And I'm like, actually, I really don't. But
You're like, but sometimes,
thanks. No.
sometimes I do.
Yeah, some of the music. that is now stuck in my head day to day. I have an alphabet song that is constantly playing. Our welcome song in the preschool, always in my head. Sometimes I
Man.
sing it.
Who would have thought, Ashley?
No one.
No
Not
one
me.
thought. Not me. Not me would I ever think that Blippi was gonna be in your algorithm.
Nope.
But
Blippi's gonna be in your algorithm at some point.
oh gosh. Not yet. Not yet. Hopefully.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, what a wild, like yeah, it's a wild season and a wild ride I think for both of us. And that's why I just feel like us having a podcast where we could sit down and like shoot the shit and just chat would be just kind of fun. And I think and people can tell us people would be interested and to
Yeah,
hear what we're
well,
talking
and
about.
I'm also in a season where I'm like, I'm interested. So
Ooh, I like that.
I think that's good. Like,
It would
I
force
don't,
you to talk to me more.
yes, it would. Look at that.
Hmm.
I couldn't miss it. If there was something on my calendar, I'd be here. It'd be good. Probably, as long as the time was correct.
Yeah, we have had some issues with time zones too because I'm just like confused where you are now in Colorado. And normally it's 3 hours, but some states and some provinces don't do time difference. And so I'm like, but that was just when you were in Arizona, not when you're in.
Yes.
So I'm just so confused. Sometimes I'm like, is it 4 hours? Is it 3 hours? I have no idea. And so I'll text her and I'll be like, hey, it's 3:30 here. What time is it where you are? So we
So as
can
long as
figure this out.
we work that out, then I'm
Hmm.
there. Because yeah, I that's the other piece with it, right? With social media and all of it. I'm tired of numbers and like worrying about the
Hmm.
metrics. And so podcast, like it doesn't really matter if it's just you and I and a few friends. I don't know, it could be fun.
It could be
As
super
long as
fun.
we think that it's fun,
Yeah,
I think that's okay.
I think it could be super fun. You're right.
And you
I
know
like
what,
that.
everyone listening, it is going to be fun. So we might talk about guinea pigs. You don't know.
We might. Ashley might get some guinea pigs. Who knows?
I mean, I would love to. Daniel's
Not
resisting.
on board. Oh.
Yep. But they live longer, 5 to 7 years. That's more
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yes. Then rats is what she's saying because she had
Yes,
rats.
I did.
Yes.
And they have really short lifespans.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My hamsters didn't live very long.
Yeah.
But then
Guinea
now they
pigs.
say that hamsters were just hibernating, especially in Canada. So
Oh.
we buried all of our hamsters alive. We don't know that, obviously, but
Oh,
that's just what the world was saying for a while because they're like, did you know that hamsters hibernate? If it's too cold, they go into hibernation mode, and maybe you buried your hamster alive.
that's horrifying.
I know. Talk about childhood trauma.
Yeah. We could talk
Yeah.
about that too. Any more childhood trauma?
Yeah, dead hamsters. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually
so
my
interesting.
hamster ate its babies when I was a kid too. Had babies and then ate them.
Okay.
Really
Huh.
sad.
Really sad.
So
How
we're
did
not
your
getting
hamster get
hamsters.
pregnant?
I think we had a boy. We must have had a
You
boy and
had
girl, I
two.
guess.
Or is it
Um,
was it the Virgin Mary hamster
it
and
was.
you let her eat Jesus?
Yeah, that's
Man.
why my life has gone the way it has. It's because
Yeah,
I
that's
let that
why.
happen.
Oh,
Consequences.
yeah. We all got consequences.
Yep.
I think that's pretty crazy. Well, we had some things we were going to talk about today, but I feel like our conversation went really well anyway. And
Yeah.
we didn't even talk about anything on our list, which was things that we were concerned we would have not a lot of things to talk about.
And somehow we got here,
And somehow we got here.
which I like where we went.
You dead hamsters?
Well, we had guinea pigs. Those were
Uh-huh.
live.
Yeah,
Yeah. I should
they were
really
alive.
look up this. You know what? I'll tell you who the person is on Instagram
Okay.
and you can all look it up. We can put it in the show notes because
Okay,
your
perfect.
life will be better with her
Yeah,
in.
I think I need a new shift in my algorithm. And I do have a fear of like overconsumption of social media, like with like late night breastfeeding, things like that, which I just do
Yep.
not want. So I could use some like good positivity on my feed in case that happens.
Yeah.
Guinea
Yeah.
pigs. I like to watch like dog videos. Like I could be down for this.
I watch a lot of dog videos too. Those are
Hmm.
great. Hmm.
So good. So good. Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad that you were here, Ashley, for the fifth time.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure there'll be a
soon
sixth.
there probably will be a sixth,
Yeah.
and I'm not mad at it. I
Nope.
don't think anybody else is either. But also, if you're listening to this and you enjoyed us just like chit-chatting, please send us a message and let us know because we want to create this podcast the Besties Besties or whatever we decided it was called. But it's just a timing thing. But I think
Yeah.
soon we could bring it to life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zero pressure about it. I think we're gonna.
we're gonna bring it to life. We
We
hope
just gotta
so.
make a cover with
Right, we
my
talked about
Bridgerton
that.
teacup.
Yeah, and I need to get a teacup because I I didn't. That was on our list of things to do was find the
I did
name.
it.
I know, and you did it. You went out and found a teacup. I need to go out and find a teacup. And then we'll make some photos and make a cover and bring this podcast to life.
I love it. And maybe you can all vote on it. Which one's the
Ooh,
best?
yeah. Yeah. You can also follow us on social media because we did
Oh
make an
yeah.
account when we were in Barbados last May.
Yeah.
We made the Bestie Besties. I'll put it in the show notes too on Instagram to claim the name. So we have been talking about this for almost a year.
We have 12
And
followers.
we have 12 followers, which I think is pretty impressive. Now, two of them are us.
There's zero
But
content.
yeah, but like, yeah, 12 followers with zero content. I think that's the start of something.
We're crushing it, really.
I think we're crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really are. So if you're listening and you're like, you know what, I want to show you guys my support, head on over there and follow us, and we'll bring this podcast to life.
Yeah, we will.
I can't
And
wait.
you're bringing a baby to life.
Yeah, I am.
Big season.
Big season. Big season, and you're keeping kids alive. One of the questions, the interview questions that popped up was like, if you switched lives for a day, like what would you? And I was like, Ashley, we can't do that because I have to keep children alive. Like I
I would
couldn't
have to
do
keep
it.
your child alive.
It's in there. It's fine.
I mean, but give it when this podcast comes out, what if we switch lives then?
What if we switch lives on the day I give labor,
No.
give birth?
Oh yeah, you would get the better deal out of that.
I sure would.
Yeah.
I sure would. Freaky Friday that one up. Ashley's getting the day that I have to give birth.
I'm good. I'm good on that one. You can have that.
Oh, I don't want that one, but okay.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so
It's gonna be a
good.
good time. Such a
Hmm.
good time. Can't wait.
Definitely.
So good. So yeah, I don't know how to sign this off. Like, we should have like a cool sign off, like a song or something that we sing.
Or a phrase that we always say, like
Yeah.
good
Enjoy
afternoon, good
your
evening, good night.
tea.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. All right.
So see you next time.
See you then with the next cup of tea.
With your bestie.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up, sis? I am so glad we could hang out today. If you love this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me sprinkle some confidence in the world. And don't forget, you are magic. Let's show the world your shine.